Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Hope you're doing well. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and if you've seen my videos before, thanks again for tuning in. So today I wanted to just go through what my natural everyday foundation routine, makeup routine looks like. I do keep it fairly minimal, so I don't use a ton of product. Basically this is the face I put on for work, except for when I'm going out. So this is basically for the winter. It's actually a very light foundation routine. Sometimes I actually skip foundation and I only use concealer and powder. For today I'm going to use a foundation that I should have reviewed many months ago, because I did receive it many months ago, but I've obviously been off of YouTube for a while trying to get my life together. But obviously it's just work and life and, you know, family gets in the way of filming, and also with the way my flat is set up, it's not very easy to film unless the whole space is quiet, and with the baby, yeah, that's not quite happening at the moment. So I'm very lucky that she's sleeping and I actually have time to film today, you know, a little Christmas special, if you will. So the foundation I will be using is the part 2 to my first impressions, and it's the Ordinary Serum Foundation. It looks like this, and the color I have is 3.1Y, just like the high coverage foundation which I reviewed in the summer. The powder I'm going to use is my normal powder, and that's the LA Girl Pro Face Powder, but I've also got a few new things as well that I want to try, so hopefully this look will come together. I was going to keep it to the everyday products, to the products I normally use, but I thought I'd incorporate a few new things. I have been hoarding foundation. I have been hoarding makeup in the time that I've been off of YouTube, so I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to showcase some of these products, but we'll see. I also have some new brushes I wanted to try out. They just arrived like 2 days ago and they're fantastic value. I think they were like £4.95 or something. I put the description and the link to where I got it. I think I got it from eBay or Amazon. No, eBay. And they're amazing. I actually wanted it because of one brush. I wanted a highlighting brush, but then I didn't want to pay £2 or £3 or whatever, however amount, for just one highlighting brush. I hate buying single brushes. I just prefer buying sets. They're so much cheaper, well, to me anyway. So I bought a whole set because I need new brushes anyway, and I want to try new things and, you know, different shaped brushes to see if they give me a better effect than the ones I currently have. So yeah, I'm going to be using some of those new brushes. And yeah, so without further ado, you know, if you'd like to subscribe to my channel, please do, and also hit the notification button so you don't ever miss another video from me. And yeah, so without further ado, I'm just going to get into the video. So first I'm going to be applying the Ordinary High Adherence Primer. I've been using it a lot. I have still been switching between this and my old primer, which is the W7 Prime Magic, the camera ready flawless, what is it called, Prime Magic Camera Ready Primer. It's the clear one. It comes in a variety of different colors, but I always stick to the clear one. But like I said, for today I'm going to be using my Ordinary primer. Hopefully, you know, it will last all day. I have never quite checked how long it lasts with the serum foundation, but I will see. I'll put an update, maybe my link, or maybe insert some pictures on how the foundation lasts. So I'm just going to let that sit for a few minutes and let that dry down a bit before I apply the serum foundation. I'm also trying out the Benefits Professional Pro Balm to minimize the appearance of pores. It's a tiny sample. I think I've used it once before, and I just I'm not 100% on whether or not it's effective, but I'm going to try it out anyway. I do have large pores, and I'm going to put it in my smile lines as well. I don't know if it's supposed to fix that, but I suppose because it's where I get an indentation in my skin, it should fill that out. I'm just going to let this sit as well, and then I will apply the foundation. So it's looking a little grey, but that's alright. I'm still going to cover it with foundation. So if you've seen my previous video on the high coverage foundation, you know that I've mentioned that the Ordinary foundations come with a pump, and it's a really good pump as well, and it clicks left and right to lock it, so there's no risk of it spilling in your bag, so it's really travel friendly. It comes in a 30 ml bottle, and yeah, it's just really simple packaging. I really like it. I actually don't care that it's not glass. I mean, I don't really care for foundation whether or not it doesn't make me want to buy a foundation more because it comes in a glass or plastic bottle. As long as the packaging looks nice and it does what it says it's going to do, then I'm fine. So this light serum foundation, I have to, maybe I'll leave some details down about it in the description box, but I can't remember if it comes with SPF or not, because I know the high coverage foundation does, so I'm guessing this probably does as well. And this is obviously lightweight, it's not supposed to be full coverage, so you will need concealer with this if you have dark spots like me. Yeah, so I have tried this before. Like I said, this isn't the first impressions. I have tried this. I've had it for a while. I haven't tried it a lot, but I have tried it and I do like it. I feel like you need to shake the bottle. It's very, very liquidy. I'm just going to put a few pumps on my hand so you can see. So 2, 3. As you can see, it runs and it's a bit light, but I think it blends in really well. So here it goes. I'm just using a buffing brush. This brush has been used a fair bit, so if it starts to streak, I'm just going to change brushes, but I do like this brush and I just didn't have time to wash it before doing this video, but we will see. Foundation, if you've seen Wayne Goss's demo on this foundation, he just basically rubbed it in with his fingers, and I like a foundation that can blend in so well you can use your fingers. When I first started with foundation, or at least the first proper foundation I got was a MAC Studio Fix Fluid foundation, and the lady she tried to sell me a brush, and I didn't want to spend, I don't know how much it was, maybe £20 or £10 on a brush, after I'd already spent what I thought was really expensive. After spending, you know, like, was it £20 or £19 at the time on the foundation, which is quite expensive for a student. But she tried to sell me a brush and I said obviously I wasn't interested. But she actually did mention that I could apply the foundation with my fingers, and that is what I did for the first few years, and I always used to get compliments on my skin. Like, that's a true test of a really good foundation. If it blends in so well that you can use your fingers, then I am all for it. So I'm just applying a little bit more. It looks really, really, really ashy and grey on me. I'm wondering if it's a bit to do with the lighting, but again, I know it's not my perfect match, but by the time I've added my powder and everything else, it should be fine. And as it dries as well, I'm trying not to move the products too much. As it dries, it should look a bit better. So this is the skin of my hands and my face, and of course my neck is darker than my face, so it makes it that much more difficult to get a really good blend on foundation. So I try to remember to bring it into at least down my jaw. I don't like putting foundation down my neck, that's just excessive in my opinion. But I will put a darker powder on top. So this is what it looks like. It just looks like healthy skin. I mean, if you can get past my dark spots, it just blends in really well. Normally I don't even spend this much time blending it in the morning. I'm just like swish swish and ready to go. And yes, it does look ashy, I do know that, but I will fix the stitch. So next I'm just going to apply my concealer just to cover the dark spots. And normally my whole morning routine doesn't take me more than 15 minutes, and even then that's a lot for some people, and yeah, that is a lot, especially if you're rushing out as well. So I can do it in like 10 or 12 minutes, but you know, if I want to take my time, it takes me about 15 minutes or so. If I'm doing no foundation, it probably takes about 10 actually, so foundation does add quite a bit of time. So I'm going to use, actually I didn't mention this is the Makeup Revolution Pro HD Camouflage Conceal Palette, and this is in the colour, what colour is this? I have forgotten. I think it's dark, medium dark. Yeah, it comes in these colours. It's really, I want to say it's creamy. It's creamy dry. It's a stiff creamy, so it blends out, but it dries almost matte, and it comes in some, you know, a good range of colors. They're not my actually none of the colors in here are actually my perfect skin match, but it doesn't matter as long as it's blended out well and I can still cover it with foundation. I don't mind. And this might look a bit messy to some people, the fact that I'm applying this with my hands, but with concealers like this I find it's better to warm it up with your fingers and to just dab wherever you need, and then I will still smooth over with a brush anyway. And next I'm just going to apply, I do switch between two concealers. I have my Tarte Maracuja Creaseless Concealer in Deep and my Hello Girl Pro HD Concealer in Toffee. So this is really good. You only need a tiny dot. I think I will use the top today. And I don't use a lot again. Actually, regardless of whether or not I'm going out or, you know, putting on foundation for daytime wear, I don't use a lot of concealer. I'm not a fan of putting more product than you need. Actually, I think I'll mix both concealers. I do that sometimes. Sometimes I'll go in with my finger and then I'll smooth over with a brush. So with this, I'm going to put this in my forehead area, just a little bit. There you go. I'm going to use a concealer brush. And this foundation doesn't dry down to a matte finish. It's a little dewy and actually looks a bit more dewy on camera than it is in person. I'm also going to try out the Real Techniques sponge. I've heard good things about it, and since it's more affordable than the Beauty Blender, this is my kind of sponge. I normally use my I think the Pro makeup range from Primark, one of the sponges from there, and that is usually fine. I like this one, it's almost doubled in size. I don't know if you've noticed, but my face isn't as ashy as it was when I first applied the foundation. It's blended in a bit more into my skin. Sorry the lighting's a bit off. It's just really gloomy outside. So next I'm gonna bake with my W7 banana powder. And what I did with this powder, it's not normally this yellow. Like, this is yellow. I'd actually added, I was researching how to make your own DIY banana powder, because this was actually like a light yellow, translucent. It wasn't yellow enough for me, so I added turmeric. So if you want to, you know, make your powder more yellow, or make your translucent powder and turn your translucent powder into a banana powder, add some turmeric. And what I did was sifted it with a fine sieve just to get out any like threads of turmeric, and just add it into the container. So I took off this bit here with a knife, added the turmeric, shook it, Bob's your uncle. So this is the result, and it's really beautiful. And because it's a translucent powder, I mean, it's not, if it was added to like a talcum powder, which is actually like white, this would be super pigmented. I think because the base is a translucent powder. I just realized I lost my audio. Because the base is a translucent powder, it's not as pigmented as it looks. I'm just applying it with a tapered brush. And then I'm going to apply my LA Girl Pro Face HD powder in warm caramel with a big powder brush. And I like this powder because it adds a bit of coverage. It's not, you know, Studio Fix. It's not a Studio Fix type of coverage, but it adds enough. And what I can do to add a bit more coverage is to use a denser powder brush. I have this amazing, really small powder brush from Tarte, and it looks like this. It's amazing. It's really, really dense. What I do is just press it into the foundation, and this is what I do usually when I don't wear I press into the powder rather. This is what I do when I don't wear foundation and I need a bit more coverage on top of wherever I've applied concealer. And then I'm just going to take that powder into where I've applied the banana powder and sweep that off. There, got powder in my eye. And then what I'm also going to layer with is another powder, the L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable powder. And this is really, really light. It's supposed to be D8, Warm 8, W8 rather, in cappuccino, golden cappuccino, but it looks really neutral. It's anything but cappuccino. It's like, this is not cappuccino, but anyway, because it's a light powder, I usually use it under my eyes on top of the banana powder and where I want to highlight. And then I just use it to lighten. I use it all over my face on top of my my powder that I've just applied, the LA Girl powder. So what I'm going to do is use my Pro Fusion contour palette. I'm going to take these two colors and use my dupe face curve brush, my dupe Zoeva brush from eBay, and just draw in where my cheekbones would be if I had any. I don't take it too far down, like this. And then what I do is just brush upwards. I love this brush because it's so dense, it's really flat, and it's really soft. I take any excess. I'm not like a fan of putting too much bronzer on your forehead. It just makes half your face darker, and I've seen that in so many videos. So I'm not trying to make the top half of my face so dark for the sake of bronzer. So I'm just going to add a little bit of definition to my jawline and take a little bit of the lighter brown, this one, and put that, use that to define my nose a little bit. But I'm not trying to make my nose skinnier, I'm just adding the natural shadow where it would be. So, and then I'll just take a smaller brush add a little bit more. And blend it down the sides. And take it up. And next is my highlight. Normally I would use my Profusion highlighting palette. I think I've showed it before in my previous videos. I'm also going to use this new highlighter, and this is the Makeup Revolution Vivid Golden Light highlighter. It's a baked highlighter, and I've always stayed clear of really light highlighters, but for some reason I just thought, let me swatch it. I was in Superdrugs, thought I'd swatch it, and I didn't really notice the gold reflex, but on my skin it just looks golden, and I was like, yes. And it's so pigmented as well, so I'll just take a swatch and show you what it looks like. It's actually golden, hopefully you can. So I'm going to take a fan brush, I'm just going to sweep it. I think with this powder, or with this highlighter rather, it applies amazingly when it's wet. And I'm not trying to overdo highlighter. This is a daytime wear. I'm going to try something. I'm just going to spray with my Makeup Revolution Pro Fix Oil Control Fix and Spray. Yeah, definitely feel like you get a bit more pigment. Just gonna highlight the center of my nose. Then on my chin. And I'm also going to try the new brush I mentioned. So this is a taper brush. And what I love about these brushes is that they have names on them to say what they're meant for. So this is a tapered highlighter brush. So I'm going to top up my highlight with a bit of this color here. Probably a bit much, but I just want to see what this brush applies like. It is actually a little bit more yellow. Okay, let's not overdo the highlight. And what I'm going to do is go over my eye area and also blend out the highlighter with my banana and peach powder. And also do a bit of reverse contouring. Just cut. And also set my smile lines a bit. So I'm going to brush that off again. And then I'm gonna apply blush with my normal blush brush. The blush that I normally use is my Sleek Blush by 3 palette, and I think it's Lantern, the orange one. This is the one I get the most use out of. I love these colours. It's very pigmented, so you don't need a lot. And I got this brush from Poundland. It's amazing. It's really soft. It cleans up really well, and it's, yeah, it applies it applies blush just the way I like. Try not to go below where I've contoured. This blush is really pigmented, so what I'm going to do is tone that down a bit. So I'm going to use a spoolie brush. If I can find the spoolie brush. I'm going to use the spoolie brush to brush up my eyebrows. To go oily, two really good mascaras, and one is by Makeup Revolution and the other is by Essence. If you don't know about Essence, it's a really affordable brand, and they sell at Wilko's. Wilko's is the only place I've seen it in the UK, but it's a really big, it's really big on YouTube for an affordable brand. So I'm just going to apply it, and the one I've got is the Get Big Lashes Volume Boost Mascara Clump Free. This one. I didn't used to apply mascara, but now I quite like it. I could happily go without it, but if when I do apply it, I do notice the difference. It's got a stray lash. And then sometimes I might do a winged liner as well, but this is basically almost the end of it. And now, because it's winter, I'm really enjoying kind of vampy looking lips. So the two things I'm going to use today are my Essence Matte Long Lasting Lip Gloss. And what I actually thought this was a long-lasting liquid lipstick, but it's actually called a long-lasting lip gloss, which explains why it doesn't necessarily last all day like my other liquid lipsticks from NYX. So this color is, what color is this? It has rubbed off. Oh dear. I'll get the color, but it's this wine color, and I'm gonna use my lip pencil from Glory. this was a freebie when I made when I put through my Makeup Revolution order online. I'm gonna sharpen it. It's a bit blunt, and I think this does need a sharpener unless I'm mistaken. Is it a twisty uppy? Nope, it needs sharpening. And this is a fairly creamy lip liner. I quite like it, and it's a really kind of deep brown color. And this looks like a deep winey color. It's almost like a moussey texture. And I really like that application. It's really smooth and moisturizing, and I think it dries matte if I remember correctly. And I think that is where I will end my little makeup demonstration. Let me just finish up my hair, put on some clothes since I'm in my bathrobe, and yeah, so this is the finish with the foundation and the powder and all the other products I've applied. Yeah, so this is my everyday face. Sometimes I put on a bit of lipstick or some nude lip gloss, and that's about it. So this is what I tend to do right now. Like I said, sometimes I skip the foundation and just put concealer and powder, and basically I'm just enjoying seeing my skin sometimes. I was very into the whole foundation, you know, full beat every day, but that gets a bit tiring, and in winter I'm not really that bothered. Yeah, so this look would actually be good for summer if you're not looking for something too heavy either. So yeah, so this is it. I will be right back. Okay, so this is the final result, and yeah, so this is my everyday face, everyday beat, and I'm just gonna finish off with my oil control fixing spray from Makeup Revolution. I love this spray. I actually got another one from, I think it's like a kind of like a sister brand, and it's Town Beauty. It comes in a purple bottle. I will feature it hopefully in my next video. I think that one is maybe a little bit more mattifying than this, but this one's good. This is the one I bought. I've got 2 bottles of it. I've got a backup already, but the other one I bought recently. So this is the finished result, and I just need to mattify my face, and also to help the products that I've applied blend better with my face, because I've applied quite a bit of powder, different powders. You always need to set your makeup, or you know, at least apply some kind of spray on top of any powder. It helps the whole thing come together, and if you're a skeptic about something like that, really do try it. When you first apply your foundation and your makeup, and about an hour later or so, and you just look at your face, try that. If you've never done that, look at your face again. Your face will look way better than when you first applied the makeup, and that's because the makeup's had time to kind of mesh together, and that's what this does. But then this also mattifies and, you know, controls oil for many hours. So yeah, so ramble over. Let me spray my face. It's not the finest of mists, but I don't mind that because it dries. It doesn't leave white splotches all over my face, and it dries very quickly. So yeah, so this is everything. And so if you've liked this video, don't forget to thumbs up, comment down below if you follow a similar routine to me. It would be nice to know, to hear a few more comments from my subscribers or anyone that's new to my channel. But yeah, so hope you enjoy this video, and don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe if I haven't mentioned again. So yeah, I will see you in my next video. Have a good day, have a blessed day, and I'll hope to hopefully get another video out before the new year. So I should have some some holiday looks, including one I recreated for my work Christmas party. Yeah, so yes, I will see you in my next video. Have a good day. Bye. Okay, so it's been a good couple of hours. It's now 9:30, and I think I applied this foundation at around 11 o'clock in the morning. So as you can see, it's worn away around my smile lines, like I said, because I have worn this foundation before, so I know what to expect. It's worn away around my nose, but that's just because I've been blowing my nose a lot. Normally my nose is usually fine. It usually just separates just a little bit, like on the tip of my nose, but that's usually fixed with a bit of powder. The rest of my face looks, in real life, just slightly dewy in the T-zone, but it's more or less dry on the rest of my face. So this is really a good foundation for the fact that it's really thin as well. You get really, good coverage, and it also lasts for, I'm sure there are other thinner consistency foundations out there that actually don't last as long as this. So yeah, this is a really good foundation for everyday wear, for light wear. If you want something that's lightweight, it's definitely one to have in your collection. So I'm not sure if I mentioned that this is a semi-matte finish foundation, but it is. And yeah, so it definitely doesn't dry down to a matte finish unless you powder over it, which I have, and it helps it last longer. So obviously what we're assessing isn't just the performance of just the foundation. I have applied powder and primer as well, and I've also applied a setting spray, so keep that in mind. So if you don't apply those things, you won't get the wear that I have got. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this review, and again, comment, thumbs up, and like, share this video, and I will see you in my next video. Have a blessed week, and see you later. Bye.